Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome,
Welcome everybody. Welcome to our live podcast. Welcome to No Smoke Podcast. All faith in what?
Facts.
All faith in facts. We are glad to be here today, this evening, man. We get ready to start. But before we start, we always start off in prayer.
Amen.
We can't do nothing without prayer. Prayer is essential in this season, and prayer is important. So what we're going to do is, like we always do, we're going to pray. Amen?
Amen.
Father God, in the name of Jesus, we thank you, God, for this day that you have made. God, we thank you, we honor you, we bless your holy name. We thank you for getting us through this day, oh God. We thank you that you're protecting us. Your hand is still on us. And God, we thank you for guiding us and leading us. Father, we give you all the glory and honor. We pray, God, that this podcast, God, that we have started, God, that the vision that you've given us, God, that it will help somebody, God, along the way. God, we thank God for our guests, oh God, and we ask you, God, continue to bless him and his family and his entrepreneurship spirit. And God, we thank you right now. We give you all the glory, honor, and praise. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I am just so excited to be amongst the living on today. I don't know about you, but as always, you know how I am excited. I'm just so grateful to have this awesome guest with us on today. Today is Financial Freedom Friday.
Yeah.
I think we need to say that again. Financial Freedom
Friday.
Yeah, so we are geared here with an entrepreneur, someone who is dreaming, who's living his dream in this moment. So we just come to get all faith, all facts. We come to find out about not just his journey, but how we can walk in this thing called financial freedom as well.
Amen.
We're going to go ahead and we're going to get to know him soon. But before we do, we'd just like to welcome our audience, the ones that are chiming in right now,
Absolutely.
the ones that are looking at us via Facebook, those that are be looking via YouTube, as well as Anchor, who will be listening to us. We just want to welcome you and thank you for chiming in to Episode 2, Financial Freedom Friday. This is the second podcast in which we are doing, and we are indeed excited about it.
Yeah.
We say No Smoke is that place where we create an atmosphere for the individual to just clear the air. Mm-hmm. Things in which people refuse to talk about or they shy away from talking about. But this platform is designed just for you, that one who wants to walk in freedom, that one who wants to walk in wholeness, being straight up, authentic, no smoke. We just clearing the air on today.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. And of course, man, I'm your host, Said, and with my queen today.
I'm La.
Amen. La. And Lady La. Absolutely. Amen. So we thank God for you guys tuning in. Just do us a favor. Begin to just share this with every person that you know. Today, man. Share it with everybody, man, because we're going to get some good information. And we definitely going to get the ball rolling. But without further ado, we bring in
Let's welcome our guests.
Let's welcome our guests.
Let's welcome our guests. Thank you so much for joining us at the Black Table, where we talk faith and facts. The table where we just get authentic and radical with the people. Right. So again, we just thank you for clearing out your schedule for today and putting us on the list to join us in our conversation as we talk about financial freedom. Before we introduce, I want to give a proper introduction for our special guest on today, and I have a mini bio that I will be reading in reference to him. Edward Tyrone Harrell, born November 11th, 1988. Married to Samantha Wallace, whom he shared 3 beautiful kids. Isaiah, who is 9, Tyrone, who is 6, and Taj, who is 8 months. Tyrone is an alumni from Miami South Ridge High School. All right, Spartan in the house. We got a Spartan in the house. No. And Miami-Dade Community College, where he studied business administration. Tyrone wanted nothing more than to have a successful football career as he grew up and fell in love with the sport at the age of 6. Unfortunately, his career in football ended in high school where he was seriously injured. Seeing that he would not have a future in the NFL, Tyrone's love for the business entrepreneurship developed. Venturing through many business opportunities, Tyrone planted his flag with PFS, where he has been educating his community and developing a team of people to branch out and distribute throughout South Florida.
Yeah.
With that being said, I have the pleasure of introducing you to our special guest, entrepreneurship, great father, great friend, Tyrone Harrell. Well, we know him as Tyrone, but Edward Harrell.
The whole government out there.
Yeah, man. Welcome, man. Welcome
Thank
to No
you guys
Smoke
for having me.
Podcast, man.
Thank you.
All faith, all faith, and what?
And
And
facts.
facts, man. Yeah. We thank you so much for joining us, man. Being a part of what we're doing, our movement and our journey. And of course, we invited you a few years back to educate us and give the people some information on financial freedom and how to, pretty much how to move and how to become an entrepreneur.
Right.
So with that being said, we have some questions here we're gonna ask you, and so we can get it going, man.
Absolutely.
By the way, man, thank you for coming, man.
Of
Appreciate
course,
it.
man. By the way, on that bio, my wife did that whole bio for me. I ain't gonna lie. So
Okay, so shout
out
out
to
to
the
Miss
wife.
Harrell.
Yeah, to the
you know me
shout
better
out.
than I do. You know?
Nothing.
Shout out to Miss
Shout out to her, man.
Harrell.
Did a great
Yes,
job.
she did an
That's how you
awesome
lift
job.
your king up. That's how you do it, man.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about.
In talking about this bio, it was one that was well written, and we want to get into that. But before we get into digging deep into the entrepreneurship, into where you are now, we want to just pretty much give us a background of who Mr. Tyrone Harrell is. Give us a clear view. We understand the football.
Right.
We, understanding. Give us some more information on your upbringing. Let us know who and how this journey became for you.
That's a dope question right there. I would say Tyrone is a young man that grew up in South Miami.
South Miami.
Yeah, shout out to South Miami. Shout out to my people in South Miami looking.
You already know.
Grew up in South Miami. All I knew was football and track.
Yeah.
And back in the day, chasing the little ones, chasing the girls, back in the day. So that's how I grew up. And Tyrone is a young man that that's making, right now as I see looking back, making the right choices. Because, growing up, when I think about it, when I grew up, the 3 people that I hung around most, if you saw me, you saw them. Not specifically name drop right now, but we were like this, and if, like I said, if you saw me, you saw them. So as far as when I talk about making choices, those 3 guys, those 3 individuals, one is doing 25 years right now.
Oh, wow.
The other one may be getting life in prison right now.
Wow.
And then the other one has just been in and out of jail. So when it's to sum me up, I would say I look at myself as just making the right choices, and learning from other people's mistakes. Because people could go through those same situations and still choose the wrong thing to do.
Right.
So I just thank God for just making the right choices. And Tyrone is someone that's loving, that's caring, will give you the shirt off his back, will definitely give you his last.
Right.
And just someone that's raw, uncut, and willing to let God use him in whichever way possible.
Amen.
Awesome.
But,
Awesome.
yeah. With that being said, let me ask you a question. When you saying that, now you're making the right choices, you're glad that when you look back now, you've made some right choices. But
Right.
what have helped you and stirred you in that direction
into making
the right decisions, the right choices
what
right now?
foundation? Yeah.
Well, I would say that being involved in sports
Okay.
kept me heavily involved away from
That can do it.
the streets.
Discipline.
It teaches discipline. It teaches hard work. It teaches sacrifice.
Right.
So I would say definitely being involved in football, sports, and then my pops, he was a coach.
Okay.
So it's like you can't stray too far away
Right.
from it, So
Right.
so he knew all the tricks and the trades
Right.
and everything. So it's like
Shout out to Pops.
shout out
man.
to Pops, man.
Yeah.
So couldn't do too much with that, but work hard, And
Yeah.
early on, he taught us. I remember being 7, 8, 9 years old, and we have to go on 3-mile runs to get prepared for football, and it helped later on in life because while most kids was just starting, we was already my brother and I, we was already years ahead because of the things. He would have us doing push-ups and sit-ups. He would have us running 3 miles a day.
Wow.
And at the time, I hated it. But when you get in high school or when you get in Part 1 of football or whatever the case may be, the next level stuff, and you outperforming everybody, then it starts. You see that it's paying off. Your hard work is paying off.
Right.
So I guess it can go so many different ways. Not jump around. It's planting those seeds. But you don't reap in the same season. You reap in the future.
Right. So you're reaping off the benefit. You got the benefits of it.
Absolutely.
And being disciplined, man, that's a great thing, man, that Dad taught y'all, man. So shout out to Dad and Mom.
Absolutely.
And that being said, man, how long your parents been married, man?
They've been married 25, no, 30. I want to say 30 years.
Well, whatever it is, it's still
whatever it is. Yeah, they've been together for like 3 decades, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and this just goes to show you that what happens, what can potentially happen when you have a 2-parent household.
Absolutely.
Versus versus a mom just being a single mother. This how your kids will turn out. And I'm not saying that being a single mother is bad at all, but there is very slim. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Very seldom that you get, a 2-parent household in this day and age, in this modern day.
Right.
But back in the days, man, they had them where they were 15, 16 in the household.
Understood.
And they still did well, you know what I mean? They still either they went to school or they graduated, they had to work in the fields and just become whatever they can become at that time.
Right.
And not all of them went to school and went to college and got a degree. But they learned something during that time. And that time that they learned was to love each other. They cared for each other. And they stuck together. That's something that this new generation needs to learn as well, man. Sticking together, man.
Absolutely. And also, and actually keeping into that realm of family. Tell us about your family. Tell us about, we know about the boy Tyrone, but now tell us about the father Tyrone, the husband Tyrone.
Oh,
how is that,
Y'all got me blushing, and that's kind of hard for me, But, man, anytime I think about family, like, for real, like, I just get, it may sound crazy, but, like, get, like, giggly. Just, like, that butterfly feeling, because... one thing for me, I always wanted better for my family.
Right.
I remember back in the day before I even had a car, my mom used to let me drive a car, right? And I used to see pull up to it. I remember I was in Carson City and I pulled up to a gas station. I don't know what the heck I was doing in Carson City. And and I pull up to a gas station and I see this older gentleman, and he has a good looking female getting on the passenger side. And believe it or not, that was a goal of mine. To be able to have my own car and be able to have a beautiful young looking young lady on the passenger side.
Yeah.
And
I got you.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like even early on, I'm like, man, I had big goals, you know. So those were some of the goals, like just seeing that, and just also even learning from the mistakes of seeing my own personal family.
Okay.
Because sometimes we could look at people's failures and it just bypass us.
Right.
But I chose to look at some of my own personal family's mistakes, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do the complete opposite.
Wow.
Because I don't want to deal with seeing the hurt or the pain that I seen that my own personal family went through. You know.
Right.
So it's more so like learning from your mistakes.
And
is what I learned from, you know.
So basically, man, you just said made up in your mind, man. I'm for to break all generational curses.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
And that's what and if y'all don't know, man, we'll just go ahead and shout out to y'all, let y'all know. Man, this is my cousin, man. This is my blood. So this is what runs in our family, my bloodline on both sides. Entrepreneurship, man, you know, grind, you know what I'm saying, a hustle mentality, going to get the bag, doing whatever it takes to feed our family, man, to take care of our family. So with that being said, man, we thank God for you breaking generational curses, you know, and it is not easy stepping out of corporate America, you know what I'm saying, and doing your own thing. It's not good. I mean, it's scary, you know what I'm saying, to do that. Man, everything that you know, all you know in your life is just the work. Why? Because that's been passed down. Absolutely. But what happens when you start from the bottom, from the foundation, from the mud, you know, and you build on top of that, then you know they kind of look at you like, yo, what is he doing?
Absolutely.
You know, they look at you a little weird, like, yo, what are you doing? But you can't worry about that. You got to stay focused. You got to keep going, keep grinding, and keep saying to yourself, absolutely, you know, that I'm gonna make it, man, and have a different mindset from everybody else. And as we can see that now. You know, just off you just saying with just you speaking of that, you know, you breaking all generational curses, man.
Absolutely.
You know, and making a way for the future, for your seed.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about, man. It's not about, it's what are you doing now? Your legacy.
That's right. That's
you know,
right.
What are you doing now to prepare for the future of those that are coming behind you?
Absolutely.
And if you just spending everything now and not leaving an inheritance for your family, you know, man, then we doing it all wrong. You know, our mindset has to be changed. We got to be renewed by our mindset.
Absolutely.
You know? So we thank God for you, man, breaking generational curses. I'm with you.
You said something that was key. It ain't easy.
It ain't easy.
It ain't easy. It's probably one of the toughest things that a person can do is to go against what you were conditioned to in life.
Come on.
So we so conditioned and brought up a certain way.
Come on, Ty.
That when it's time to break away and go against the grain,
that's
if you
good.
will, or be the black sheep, if you will. It's tough. It's one of the hardest things that a person probably will do, but at the end of the day, it's not about me.
That's right.
It's about my kids and my wife.
Right.
You know.
Preach, Ty.
Nah, ain't too many people say I don't preach. I ain't no preacher.
One thing that I heard you say, and that was goals. I heard you use the term goals, and you were talking about what you saw and what you wanted, and understanding goals. There's in Habakkuk, when it tells us, the book of Habakkuk in the Bible, it tells us that we ought to write the vision down and we ought to make it plain.
Yeah.
And you sitting here talking about the goals that you had when you were younger, now that you're older, you're actually being able to see them come to full fruition.
Yeah.
You're able to see them, like, you know, playing out literally before you.
Right.
And I want you to get into those goals. We know the goals of the pretty wife, the beautiful wife. But now let's get into the goals of the financial, the entrepreneurship, because when you started out with the job.
Absolutely.
You started out working for someone. When did the things change for you?
Absolutely. I remember that day like it was yesterday. My dad used to work for this pharmaceutical company. They was in Weston. Yeah. And he was making a decent income, like close to a 6-figure income. And you know, people thought we were selling drugs, especially when we was in high school. I was cool with it because every day he would come pick me up from practice, and it'll be a Jaguar or an Escalade or this or that car, like foreign cars, and I was cool with it. It wasn't his cars, but I was cool with it. You get what I'm saying? So what happened was that I remember my dad, his boss, they invited us. It was either when the Patriots played the New York Giants. It was around Christmas time. I think it was a playoff game. And long story short, his penthouse, we got him. It was like over 10, 15 years ago. The guy's penthouse is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So I remember going there. His penthouse was bigger than just the living room area was bigger than our whole house put together. So for me, that was the day where like my mind just got stretched, because I never seen anything like that before. You know, I was so confined into what I was used to. South Miami, the hood. You know, your little grandma house, your mama house, your little apartment, house on the pier, absolutely, right? Yeah. So I never been on a 30th floor on the penthouse. So seeing that's where my mindset really started to change. But even more so to the point where we hit rock. I guess you could say we hit rock bottom. My dad wasn't able to continue to work for that company anymore. Long story short, we was doing extremely bad financially, right? And this guy, his boss, when my dad lost his job, this is what truly started my way onto entrepreneurship. This guy found out that my dad had lost his job and was doing really bad, and he paid up my parents' rent for the whole year.
Wow.
For the whole year.
Wow.
I owe that to somebody. I want to pay it forward.
Right.
But working at Winn-Dixie, the most I was ever making was $9.50.
That was your first job?
That was my first job. Was at Winn-Dixie. I was making $9. The best I could do was just buy groceries, pay a little bill here and there, right? Then I, went big time, and I started working at Wells Fargo. Went from my dreads, cut my dreads off. Then I went to a suit and tie. I thought I was the man, right? They was paying me $11 an hour, right? So no matter what job that I went to, it could have been $20 an hour. It wasn't enough to take care of my family and be able to bless somebody on that magnitude.
Right.
And that's something that I always want. That's a big passion of mine. I'm not gonna pay everybody rent, right? But I do want to be able to bless families or start an organization or something to that nature to be able to bless families when it comes to situations that are going through hardships.
Right.
How long were you at Winn-Dixie?
I was at Winn-Dixie for like 5 years, I want to say, because I had started working when I was like 16 years old. Because when I wasn't, when I wasn't able to pursue football anymore, I said I got to bring some money in. I can't let my mom carry me like this, right? So I started working when I was 16 years old. I started working at Winn-Dixie, so I was there for about 5 years, and then when I turned like 21, 22, is when I transitioned over to Wells Fargo.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And so, and what were you doing exactly at Wells Fargo?
At Wells Fargo, I was a teller.
Okay.
And
how long you were there?
I was at Wells Fargo for about 2 years.
You was at Wells Fargo for
Yeah,
like 2 years?
for 2 years I was there.
Okay. So after the 2 years at Wells Fargo, how did things what was the journey like from Wells Fargo to
entrepreneurship?
Yes. Like how was the transition for you?
Okay. Well, my wife, she ended up she was going to school at Miami-Dade. And all along I tried different business ventures.
Oh, wait, before when you were at Winn-Dixie, were you starting the insurance then?
Yes.
Because I remember.
Yes.
And that's why I asked, because I was like, man, he's been in this insurance thing, like, starting for a while.
Right.
Because I remember you telling us when we came to the Winn-Dixie in South Miami, if I'm not mistaken.
It's Sunset and Galloway.
Yes.
Right.
And you were talking about getting the license.
Right.
You were talking about, and that was...
Dang, that was a long time ago.
Yes,
that was in 2008.
I remember. And that's why I asked. I'm like, how long were you there? Because I had, I was trying to, figure out the time span in between, but I remember.
Right.
So go ahead.
What happened was that
transition.
in 2008, I actually got introduced to our business opportunity, Primerica Financial Services, right? In 2008. Long story short, it didn't work out for me, well, at that point in time.
Gotcha.
It wasn't the company, it was me. It was my way of thinking. It was my lack of entrepreneurship knowledge at that point in time. All I heard when I got introduced to the business opportunity, all I heard was you can make a lot of money, and that's all I heard.
Right.
I didn't hear the license part. I didn't hear you got to do this, you got to be disciplined, you got to be that. I didn't hear none of that. All I heard you can make a lot of money. Long story short, I didn't make no money.
Wow.
So I started letting, and this can go for any business. I started letting the naysayers get in my. It could be real estate, it could be whatever, right?
Right.
I started letting the naysayers get in my ear. Oh, you should focus on school. You should focus on work. Yada yada. And being weak-minded as far as entrepreneur-wise, it got to me. So I actually ended up stepping away from that business opportunity in 2008. Tried many other business opportunities, tried many other things. They didn't work out. So left Winn-Dixie, transferred over to Wells Fargo. And then while I was at Wells Fargo, my wife ended up meeting this guy who ended up telling her about Primerica for the second time.
Okay.
Now, when she brought it to my attention, I was like, heck no, I'm gonna keep it PG, right? I was like,
but
no.
wait, when you were doing the insurance, was that the beginning company for you?
Was it?
When you was going through the licensing process?
Right.
Was that, Prime America?
Yes, it was the same company.
Okay.
Same company. So when my wife brought it to my attention the second time around, when she brought it to me, I'm like, nah, that's not for me. I've been there, done that, tried that, right? And then she just kept like, babe, you need to call this guy, you need to call this guy, you need to call this guy, right? Like, I'm talking about possibly a whole month.
Wow. She
was like, babe, you need to check this guy out. So I'm like, you know what? To hush her up, no offense, I'm sorry, babe. To hush her up at that time, I gotta go home after this, right? To keep her at ease, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't call her. I'm sorry, I didn't call the guy who she met with. I ended up calling the guy who I originally got started with.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because I realized that it wasn't the company, it was me.
Right.
So when I got back involved, I said, you know what? Don't ask me to leave Wells Fargo.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask me. I was also going to school at FIU. So for anybody that's trying to venture into entrepreneurship and you saying, oh, you busy, you got this, that, and the other going on, I was a full-time student.
Mm-hmm.
I was working at Wells Fargo. I was full-time husband, which is probably all in that, more than all that, and raising a newborn baby.
Wow.
So for all you young entrepreneurs or people that's using the excuse of, I don't have time, I'm too busy, I was that guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we still made it work, right? Mm-hmm. So what happened was that a couple of years ago, my wife, when she met the guy, when I called my friend, my business partner,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, what's going on? I was giving you a call. Someone tried to introduce me back into Prime America. He was like, man, everything is great. I got my own. Mind you, he didn't have an office when I first got started with him.
Oh.
He was working out of somebody else's office.
Okay.
So when I called him, he was like, man, everything is great. I got my own office. Business is rocking and rolling. And I'm on the phone like, damn.
Oh my goodness.
I should have stuck with it, right?
Right.
But here's the thing. If the opposite would have happened, I probably wouldn't be where I am right now today.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So thank God he's on right now. Thank God he was doing his thing and he's rocking and rolling with his business right now.
Give a shout out. What's his name?
His name, my partner Dion Garcia. Y'all go follow him. Juggernaut Nation. Shout out to the Juggernauts, man. So Dion, if it wasn't for him, Dion truly changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
And because when I called him back, I'm like, listen, my wife met this guy. I'm coming to see you tomorrow. I already knew what time it was. I already knew what it took to move forward to get involved with the business. So I went there, got involved, but I said, I'm not leaving Wells Fargo. I'm not stopping school.
Okay.
They said, perfect, fine. So I got involved, and then when I got involved in the business opportunity, I started making money.
Okay.
The thing that most people feel like it would never happen for them, I started making money, right? So when I started making money, I said, man, if I'm making this part-time, imagine what would happen if I went full-time.
So this time you was making money.
This time I was making money.
Okay.
The first time around, I didn't get licensed.
All right.
I didn't make $1. Because of mentality. I never got licensed, right? And in some industries, you got to get certified. Think about a nurse or a doctor. If you don't get certified, don't come trying to operate on me.
Right.
Don't try to prescribe me nothing.
Right.
That's true.
Same
That's
thing
true.
here. If you don't get certified, how can I provide the service necessary, right? So this time around, I got certified, got licensed. I started making money. I'm like, man, what would happen if I took this thing full time, right? So what happened was that when I stepped away, I talked to God. I talked to my pastor at the time. I talked to my mom. I talked to my wife. I probably talked to my dog too.
Trying to make sure.
Absolutely, I'm trying to make sure
right.
I'm moving how
Makes
the good Lord wants me to move, right? So I consulted with everybody that was important in my life, right? So I made the decision and I stepped away from Wells Fargo and I ventured in full time into this business opportunity. As much as I would love to say things skyrocketed,
yes,
and as much as I would love to say that I got extremely rich right away,
wow,
I fell flat on my face.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because I wanted to stop you and I wanted you to speak to that entrepreneur that's out there who is struggling, who, you know, they left their jobs, the jobs in which was guaranteed to give them an income
Absolutely.
every 2 weeks, the job that, you know, was offering them the benefits that they needed as it pertains to health, you know, dental, all of that.
Absolutely.
But they stopped that to go after their dream. So I want you to speak to the struggle of that, you know, to empower or enlighten someone that might be listening on, you know, tonight, who is at that place.
Absolutely. For those that are out there listening right now, I can only tell you the mistakes that I did, and I can only tell you the things that I'm doing right to achieve a level of success.
Right.
You know, back then, what I didn't do was that I wasn't being disciplined. I wasn't being focused, and I wasn't making the necessary sacrifices in order to achieve a level of success.
Okay.
I was being inconsistent,
Mm-hmm.
and since there was inconsistency, there was lack of money,
A lack of flow.
lack of flow, right? And we felt that to the point where this is no smoke, right? To the point where early on in like 2012 is when we came full time. We got evicted. My wife and I got evicted from our apartment. Because at the end of the day, when you go into entrepreneurship, and I'll speak on the right things to do. When you go into entrepreneurship, you got to work harder for yourself than you're working for someone else.
Talk.
That's
Say that
key.
one more time for those that missed that. Listen, man.
That's key.
Say it one more time.
As an entrepreneur, you got to work harder for yourself than working for someone else.
So-
But the rewards
on the back end.
on the back end is
Come
gonna
on
be
now.
so amazing.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be sweet, right?
Absolutely.
But most people punk out and most people quit on the front end when there's a little struggle. Here's what I say to that. Here's what I say to that, right? Before you decide to go full time, yes, I don't know if it was God, whatever it is, what it is, it happened, right? I would say make sure you set yourself up financially
Right. Okay.
to go full time into your business. What do you mean? Well, make sure you have at least about 6 months worth of bills saved up. That's what I recommend. That's what I'm recommending to all my agents. That's what I recommend to anybody that's struggling with the decision to go full time or not. If you're struggling to go full time or not, make sure you have 6 months saved up of your bills, of your income. Absolutely, right? Why is that? Why? Because as an entrepreneur, just to get it off the ground, everything is not going to be peaches and cream.
Right.
Right? Everything is not going to. You're gonna hit some bumps and bruises in the road, right? You're gonna get scarred, right? As Steve Harvey said, you're gonna try to let the parachute out, and the parachute gonna have holes in it, right? And you're gonna fall flat on your face, which is cool,
right?
But also when I think about that, I think about right now we got an 8-month-old baby. He's trying to start walking. Imagine, right? Yeah, he's moving. He's not moving in for no other babies. He's just moving right now, right?
We wasn't gonna say that.
I saw you thinking. You're like,
clarify that.
Clarify, right?
Clear that up.
Here's the
He's
thing.
a man.
Imagine a baby. Y'all got 3 beautiful kids. Imagine when your babies started walking, and imagine when they fell on their butt. They said, "You know what? That's it. I'm not walking no more." As a baby, if they fell on their butt and they said, "Man, this hurt. I'm not doing it again." They will never walk. So guess what? They gotta keep climbing on the couch. They gotta keep falling.
Right.
They gotta keep busting their lip. They gonna hit their face. They might fall babackwards, hit their head. But guess what? They keep going. They keep pushing.
Preach time.
This is good.
Preaching, man. What you talking about, man? And then guess what? Eventually, they go from trying to walk. They go they go from standing on their own. They go from walking. They go from running.
Yeah.
They might be professional athletes. You never know. But it all started from falling on their face,
Absolutely.
falling on their butt. You know.
Wow,
Absolutely.
that was good, man. I want to hone in on that because when you said that about falling, that's what most people don't want to experience in life.
They don't want to experience
failure.
the fall.
But I want to clear this up. There's nothing wrong with falling. There's nothing wrong with failure because some of the most successful people, the billionaires that you know now, they have what? failed,
Right.
and they kept falling. For instance, Tyler Perry tried many times before he became successful with plays. Bill Gates, Jeff.
That's the truth.
All the multi-billionaires that they've once failed numerous of times before they became successful.
Absolutely.
And what we don't want to do is feel the pain. I don't want to go through. What we call suffering or struggle.
Absolutely.
But Betty Wright said, "No pain, no gain."
That's right. That's the truth.
And that's the only way that we know. Even as babies, you keep falling. That baby gonna say one day, "Well, I know what I did wrong," and then that baby say, "You know what? My legs got to get stronger."
Absolutely.
So what that baby started doing, that baby started pulling up on stuff.
Absolutely.
And next thing you know, that baby legs get stronger. Then next thing you know, that baby go to walking fast and falling.
Absolutely.
Then that baby go to running.
Absolutely.
Why? Because that baby don't have failure mindset.
That's it.
That baby
It's the
don't have
mindset.
the same mindset to stay there in that same place. That baby mind tell itself, "Listen, I got to get up," and that's normal.
Absolutely.
Then that's where it should be with human beings. That's the way it should be with us. Just because you start a business or organization and it didn't work the first time, what did you learn from it? What did you learn from failing? That will help you to maneuver you, to move you forward the next time. There are lessons, and what we call, you either take a L, or we call it a loss. But let's change that from taking a loss and take it as a lesson.
Yes.
Because if you keep counting it as a loss, then you ain't gonna never learn anything, and then you're gonna have regret. And when you have regret, it's gonna lead to frustration. When you have frustration, it's gonna lead to resentment. And resentment leads you to be negative all the time.
Absolutely.
Nothing positive. You would never ever want to get nowhere, go nowhere, because now you stuck.
Right.
And that's where people get stuck. That's what's going on. Most people are getting stuck. But I want to encourage you, man. Keep going, man. That was good, man.
Absolutely. I've been there. I've been stuck, man.
Yeah, man.
I remember in I remember like it's yesterday. It was 2016, and being inconsistent, being stuck, mental barriers within my own mind. And my wife, it was like around Christmas time, and she was like, "You need to go get a job." And for me, those are like fighting words.
Yeah.
Cause I'm supposed to be taking care of my household financially, right?
Right.
I'm supposed to be the man of the house. Me go get a job. I'm doing what I like, right? But I was inconsistent. I was in my own way.
Right.
And I remember I punched a hole in the wall.
Okay.
Wow.
Right. I would love to say it was a brick wall to make myself seem a little stronger, but it wasn't. It was a drywall, right?
Yeah.
And I remember she said, "You need to go get a job," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" And I punched the hole.
Wow.
That was my defining moment.
Mm.
Sometimes people need defining moments.
Right.
Sometimes we need to be called out by our own family, spouses, loved ones, right?
That's it.
And so she called me out. And ever since she called me out, 2017, 2018, 2019, even in this pandemic right now, we're having one of the best years business-wise that we ever had.
Awesome.
We're on track right now to open our office, my wife and I, this year down here in the homestead.
Wow.
Over the next year to 18 months, we're looking to open 2 to 3 more offices and take our income from where it is to over $200,000 a year by the time these next 18
Come on, give them them numbers again, because they missed it. Those that are on Facebook and Instagram, y'all missed what he just said. Y'all heard all of that about eviction, but you let this shit fly over your head. Go ahead, say it one more time.
So yeah, we're gonna open my wife and I are gonna open our own office this year.
Your own.
Our own office. Ownership. Right?
Come on.
Ownership, right? So we're gonna have our own office this year. By November is when we're looking to open our office. By November.
In the midst of a pandemic.
In the midst of
a famine.
In the midst
God's
of
still
everything.
providing.
Absolutely.
And He's still opening up doors that man cannot close. Why? Because your mindset has changed.
Absolutely.
You're not you're not inconsistent anymore.
Consistent.
You're more consistent, and now you're around a group of young people or you're around in an organization now that's pushing you to do what?
Absolutely.
Meet goals, and now they holding you accountable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Come on, man.
It's kind of crazy.
So go ahead
It
and
ain't
tell
crazy.
us about the business.
Tell us.
We save more money in these last 3 months
Come on, sir.
than we've ever saved.
You're not by yourself. See, that's why you my cousin. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, man.
We saved more money in these 3 months, last however long we've been in the pandemic, right, than we ever saved.
Wow.
We've been numbers, like I said, numbers are up,
Wow.
business is up, business is rocking and rolling. Why? Because we started planting seeds, and my business partner talk about it all the time. I talk to my team about it all the time. You got to plant seeds, but you can't reap in the same season
That's it.
that you plant.
Right.
You see, a lot of times we in this microwave society now.
Come on.
And I'm young, right? People want things
Right
away.
Right
and
away.
It ain't gonna happen like that.
Results right
You
away.
want results right away. And I do too. I'm trying to get rid of this daddy fat. So every time I do
Gotcha.
push-ups, I look in the mirror and I see it. I see the vision, right?
Right.
My wife may not see it yet, but I see the vision.
Right.
So I understand instant gratification. However, it don't work out like that.
Come on.
Right.
So guess what? We started planting seeds 2 and 3 years ago, and seeds that we planted 2 or 3 years ago. Now we starting to. And by the way, that doesn't mean stop planting. We gonna continue to plant.
That's it.
That way, the growth it starts to multiply exponentially, right? So right now, just to recap what you said, we're looking to open our own first office this year, and then within the next year to 2 years, next year to 18 months. 12 months to 18 months, we're looking to open another 2 to 3 offices.
Okay.
Wow,
By the time we achieve
amazing.
those 3 offices, our income should be at roughly about $200,000 a year.
Come on.
Amazing.
Now, understand, coming from where we come from, most African Americans, and I know we got a good mixed crowd, most African Americans, I'm talking about 18,000. No, I'm sorry, I'm talking about 16,000 a month. 16,000 plus a month is my goal over the next 2 years.
Come on.
Help free
On
us.
a monthly
Help free
basis,
us.
right? Now, here's the thing. Most people that I know either getting it illegally,
Come on.
I'm sorry, in the past, either getting it illegally, a ball player or actor, we're talking about getting in the grind, hustling, using your mind, legal, and still keeping it real, no smoke, right? To be able to take it to the next level.
Wow.
Absolutely, man.
Wow.
Oh wow, that is amazing. So enlighten us on this freedom that you are, experiencing, how you're walking in this freedom. Speak to that person who are where you are.
Okay. So right now, my wife, she actually came full time with us in December, and I would love to. I would love to. Thank you. She's our good luck charm, if you will, because ever since the reason why she came full time is because we just had our son, and then what happened was that she wanted to extend her time to spend more time with the baby because she was breastfeeding. Right. So long story short, they declined her from extending that time.
Oh wow.
So, but that's the thing sometimes with corporate America. Do what you got to do to pay your bills. It is what it is.
So both of you are.
Both of us are full time right
entrepreneurs.
now. We're both full time,
Okay.
and business is through the roof.
Okay.
We don't clock in or clock out. We don't have a boss that we got to call now and say, "Hey, listen, I need to take this day off." We don't do that, right? So that's freedom in itself.
Freedom.
To be able to make the amount of income that we need to sustain us, and still not have to worry about a boss.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? To me, that's what it's all about. You see, freedom for me is having time and money.
Okay.
You see, I know a lot of people that have money but have no time.
Right.
Those are like the doctors, business owners, self-employed people, right? There's a lot of people that have a lot of time but have no money. Those are people that are unemployed, yada, whatever the case may be, right? But then you probably would say it doesn't get any worse than that, but it actually do, right? There are people that are busy and broke.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand how you could be busy and broke at the same time. It's crazy, right? However, it exists out there. But everybody.
So you're busy doing the wrong thing.
Busy doing the wrong things. There we go. So we all want a level of freedom. Now, whatever freedom, whatever level of income, the income is irrelevant when it comes to the freedom. As long as you can take care of your bills, you can take care of your spouse, you can take care of your kids, and still have a little extra pocket change, I think that's freedom in itself. And that's not even talking about being a multi-millionaire or whatever the case may be. Even though that's the goal, to get there over the next 10 years,
Right.
to be cash millionaire over the next 10 years.
Oh well, you're there.
we gonna get there. We definitely gonna
we
get
getting
there.
there. We moving, man.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, man, we thank God for you, man, your entrepreneurship spirit, man, and you know, picking up where you falling off from, where you left off from, and now you are now going into different organizations, different churches, more in corporate America, trying to recruit people as
Right.
well.
Right.
Build your
Enlighten
own
the
team.
people.
Right.
I want you to you know, I want you to explain to the people how important it is to. Well, let's get into this. So let me just ask you like this:
Okay.
What is it that you actually do?
Okay. Well, I'm a licensed representative. I have my life insurance license. I also have my investment, excuse me, my Series 6 license. So what I do is I specialize and I help families when it comes to the area of retirement plans,
Okay.
kids' college funds, legal services, wills.
Okay.
We help families lower. I mentioned car insurance. We help families lower car insurance. We help families straighten out their credit, their debt, and we also help family with Homeland Security, Vivint Homeland Security. So we do that as well. But our bread and butter, which most people know us by, is life insurance, which is extremely important, especially what's going on in today's day and age with the pandemic, right?
Right.
People need life insurance more than ever, right? But also to counter that, people also wish that they had more money saved up now more than ever.
Right.
Why? Because people are at home right now, or people are even about to start going back home because of the pandemic. The numbers are starting to go back up. So guess what? Earlier today, I was on a call, and a young lady, she said that they shut down the Miami Gardens. I don't know. She said they shut down Miami Gardens because of the pandemic numbers starting to go back up. So she just started her job back, but now they're telling her that she can't come back to work. So guess what?
Happening.
People wish they had more money saved up. So people, business 101, for those who want to go into business but unsure what type of business they're going to, figure out, here's what I tell people to do. Figure out what's a problem going on in the economy, in the world right now. Business
And
101.
how you can provide a solution.
And figure out a solution. Right now, more than ever, people are struggling financially on some certain levels, right? So guess what? We have the solution to most people's problems, which is to be able to help them when it comes to finances. So whether the market is doing good, we have a market. If it's doing bad, we still have a market.
Right.
Does that make sense? So I said, man, like if there is any opportunity for me to grow, to get better, it's definitely finances, because people need what we do more than ever. If that makes sense, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. And I mean, just recapping on a lot of things in which you said, one thing about, you know, stepping out into this entrepreneurship, as you mentioned, a lot of people thought you were crazy.
Right.
A lot of people thought like, dude, this is not realistic.
Right.
Like this can't be, you know, for real.
Right.
How did you speak to those, like how did you respond to those people in that moment when they doubted you, when they thought that you were crazy, when they thought that you giving up, you know, something that's concrete for something that's not as steady as it's supposed to be? Like, speak to, you know, those entrepreneurs out there who, you know, just stepped out, who just started their own and, you know, need that bit of encouragement to continue on.
I would say check your work ethic, because at the end of the day is if we're showcasing that we're an entrepreneur, you can't be an entrepreneur here but then turn around and ask somebody for $10, $15, $20 for gas. There's inconsistency there, right? So you got to check your work ethic.
Come on.
So what did I do to change that, to turn that around? I had to start showing my work ethic. I had to start proving to myself that I believe that I deserve success, because a lot of times we don't achieve a level of success in our company. He's worth over $25 million, right? And me and him get a chance. Matter of fact, I just saw him yesterday. We get a chance to interact on a daily basis. So me and him was having a conversation.
Wait, let's go back, because you just skipped over that. What you said he was worth again?
Like 25 million.
So you hang around people that are worth $25 million?
Yes.
Go ahead, keep
That's
going.
what helped them. That's the
Right, that's what happened.
mentality
The mentality, right? That helped
So
the thought process.
your circle of influence has changed.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, go ahead.
So this guy that's worth that significant amount, he asked me. He said, "Tyrone, do you believe you deserve success?" And I knew his question. This is like in when I punched the wall, right? So he asked me, he said, "Do you believe you deserve success?" And I said, "I want success." He said, "Tyrone, there's a big difference between wanting success and believing that you deserve success."
Right.
He said, "The fact that you don't believe you deserve success," he said, "your work ethic is there. That's not the problem." He said, "But the mere fact that you don't believe, it's like a go-kart with the governor. You pushing it all the way down to the floor, and no matter how hard you push that pedal, you ain't going nowhere.
Oh my!
Just for the mere fact that I didn't believe that I deserve success."
So belief is a
must. You gotta believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, you really got nothing.
Right. So you can have all the tools, you can have all the you can have everything that goes with your tools, you can have the book, you can have the answers. But if you're not putting anything into action, if you don't have a belief system,
absolutely,
you're not going anywhere. So you basically been going around and around in circles.
Absolutely.
Until you make up your mind. To believe.
Absolutely.
That you deserve.
Absolutely.
Not you want, but you deserve.
You deserve it. Absolutely.
Wow.
And that was for me, that was game changing.
Wow.
And ever since I started to believe that I deserve success, that's when things are even now starting to fall into place. Right? Just because you start believing doesn't mean that you're gonna get $1 million tomorrow. You still gotta put the work ethic, but you still gotta continue that same level of belief, whether you got money right now or whether you don't. You gotta continue that same level of belief. I call that the dollar. Well, it's actually a rule in investing. It's like the dollar cost average. No matter how good the market is doing, you continue to invest. No matter how bad the market is doing, you continue to invest.
Right.
So no matter how good you're doing financially, continue to invest.
Right.
No matter how bad you're doing financially, continue to invest. Because guess what? If you continue to invest, if you keep planting seeds, eventually you're gonna have your fruits are gonna be galore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So speaking of that as well, man, we're gonna move on to the next question, but I want to ask you this: with insurance right now, what is the best insurance or best way to get insurance?
Well, number one, if you need insurance, you can direct message me. That's number one. Quick little drop right there,
Right.
DM me, or you can give me a call or reach me at any of my social media platforms at Tyrone Harrell. My cell phone number is 786-371-8958, and I'll give it again at the end. My cell phone number. But insurance is based on what a person needs, right? Insurance is supposed to replace your income upon the event of someone passing away. Right. Now, going back, and everything has a lot to do with how we were brought up, how we were conditioned, right? When it comes to insurance, a lot of times when I ask my clients, I say, "Hey, Mr. Client, if anything was to happen to you, would you want your family's standard of living to be better, worse, or at least stay the same?" And they always say they want it to be better, right? Here's the thing: everybody wants their lifestyle to be better, right? But here's the thing: how much does an average funeral cost nowadays? Would you say?
About 20, 30,000.
Yeah.
20, 25, 20.
Oh, you got some non-lit gators on it. But you hit it on the head, right?
About 20.
An average funeral is about 20,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Most people that I know have a $25,000 or even a $10,000 life insurance policy. So after all the expenses are paid for,
You only got
what do you have left to show for? People don't realize that this is how most people build generational wealth through life insurance.
Come on, let's say it again. Because those that are on the little slow bus. All right?
The short bus?
The short bus. All right. Say it one more time for them that missed it. How do you build generational wealth again?
Generational wealth is built through life insurance.
So generational wealth is built, most of it's built through life insurance.
Right.
So which means that somebody had to make a sacrifice, right?
Because it's guaranteed.
Okay. Death is guaranteed.
Death is guaranteed.
You can't escape that.
Absolutely.
So somebody made a sacrifice to take out a $1 million insurance policy on grandma. So grandma, knowing that grandma is what? Just say grandma is about 60, 70 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So give or take, let's say grandma, we want grandma here for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But somebody can afford a $1 million or $2 million insurance policy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't the people or whoever it is take out the insurance knowing, grandma could put us in a whole different ballpark.
Right.
Taking out the insurance policy on her will build generational wealth.
Right.
But I believe a lot of people don't do it because, especially in the African American cultures, because it's not taught to us.
It's not taught.
That is something in which we learn as we get older, and for us who wants to be wealthy and want to learn how to gain financial wealth and things like that, it's not that is something that is not talked about in the African American home.
Right.
I mean,
building generational wealth.
it's not.
Yeah.
Offer insurance. But the first thing when you go to do is say, yeah, I want to take out some insurance on you. The first thing they holler about, what you want insurance on me for?
Yeah, because they immediately think,
why?
Right?
You ain't finna kill me, or you ain't finna get rich off of me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even you shouldn't even be thinking like that.
Right.
But it just goes to show you how conditioned and the mentality that our people have.
Absolutely.
They're not understanding that having $1 million insurance policy don't keep you starting from the bottom.
Yeah.
Right.
It puts you up at least in the middle.
Absolutely.
So that you can build from there.
Absolutely.
And we have a problem with that. So like you said, most entrepreneurs, most millionaires are become millionaires and stuff like that comes from insurance.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all get y'all some insurance. Go talk to grandma, uncle, grandma, them. Listen and say, listen, we want to build generational wealth where our kids don't have to struggle, where our family don't have to keep going around in these circles, and we definitely don't want to keep,
the GoFundMe.
the GoFundMe
It
account.
kills me,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
It kills me.
Because we throw enough money away in crabs, we throw enough money away in partying, we throw enough money away in shopping at big brands that we can't even afford. And then at the end of the day, the first thing you holler about is somebody help us with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I remember I had a client of mine, and I can't disclose no name.
Absolutely.
A client of mine, I helped them out there. I helped them get a little small policy. But no, wait, how did it go? When I sat down with her, she was like, listen, give me the cheapest life insurance policy possible that you got.
Yeah.
So I sized them up and I looked them up, and they like fresh from head to toe, right? And they got on the newest J's that just came out, right? So mind you, I'm looking at them and they saying, give me the cheapest life insurance policy. So I asked them a question. I said, let me ask you a question. If you go shoe shopping right now, are you asking, let me get the cheapest shoe possible?
Right.
They said no. I said, if you go buy a car right now, do you say, let me get the cheapest car possible? They said no. I said, if you go buy a house right now, are you saying, let me look for the cheapest house possible on the block? They said no. I said, which one of those things are more important in your life right now? And they said nothing.
Wow.
So I said, so why do you want to get the cheapest thing on your life when you have kids, when you could set them up for a better financial future?
So they don't think that having an insurance policy is a necessity.
Absolutely.
It's not an asset.
That's what they think.
They think it's a liability.
That's what they think.
But it should be an asset.
It should be that. I think life insurance should be mandatory, just how health insurance is.
Wow.
And that's good. And I believe the same thing too, because when it comes down to life insurance, I must say, being honest, that it didn't become relevant or important to me until actually I had my kids.
Right.
Because I knew that I wanted to leave something other than perhaps real estate. I wanted to leave something for them to be able to build from. And that was very, that was like, yeah, this is a must for when I had my, but like I said, it didn't become relevant to me until I had my kids.
Absolutely.
So I think it should be mandatory as well for everyone who has kids, or I really do. I'm in agreement with you on that.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Even for those that because yes, we're dealing with the pandemic. Yes, we're dealing with a lot of different issues in the world right now. So the way I see it right now, based on the information I just got earlier, you know, a lot more people are going to be, you know, unemployment line is through the roof. The systems are crashing and jamming up and all that other craziness, right? So we're about to, I believe we may go through another phase where people may be out of work for another couple weeks. If a person, the average American, if they miss one paycheck, they done for.
Already behind.
Wow.
And that's a whirlwind for that specific family.
Yeah, but that's a sad reality.
Which is a sad reality, right?
Right.
So if there was ever a time for a person to bring their true hustler out mentality, the true go-getter spirit, is definitely more now than ever, right? And right now, coincidentally, you just happen to be on the call right now with someone that is hiring people, who is developing people, who helps people get 3 professional licenses. We help you get a life insurance license, we help you get an investment license, and we also help you get a mortgage license, right? And the only investment for this month is usually $124 investment. By the way, this is not a segment to try to sell you or get you to do anything specific. I'm just empowering, letting you know out there, right? These 3 licenses that could be worth $1,500 plus easily, right? All the state of Florida is actually to invest is $74.
$74.
Only $74
to get started.
To get these 3 licenses.
To get 3 licenses.
To get access to get 3 licenses.
Access to get 3 licenses that can change generational wealth.
Absolutely.
The entire trajectory of your life.
Absolutely.
It literally can.
And literally, it can cost you $74.
That's it.
So you don't have to be in the unemployment line.
No.
If you just invest right now $74. Contact you. Give me information again.
My information is 786. My cell phone number is 786-371-8958. You can follow me on Instagram at Tyrone Harold, or you can follow me on Facebook at Tyrone Harold.
So those of you that are struggling, that has been laid off, and those of you that know that your income is ending with unemployment, if you can only take $74, $74, if you could come up with it, and if you can't come up with it, you know, we might be able to, you know, we'll talk, but you know, we'll talk and be able to sponsor, you know, a couple of people if you that's what you want to do, and you really trying to get ahead, and you know, you want to stay out of the bind, you know, out of the red, you know, we'll be willing to do something, you know, to help some of you guys out. This is no smoke, you know what I'm saying? This is all faith and facts here, you know, and he's saying that, man, only $74 could change your life, and you can have the rest of your life could be the best of your life if you only invest. $74, you have access to all three licenses. And what licenses are those again?
It's the life insurance license.
Life insurance,
the mortgage license, and also the Series 6 investment license.
And Series 6 investment license?
Yes.
Man, listen, you guys need to contact him as soon as possible.
Take advantage.
And you can work from home.
And come on.
Listen. Sometimes I do my appointments, I got my dress shirt on, I got my nice watch, I make sure I brush my hair, and I be in pajama shorts.
Wow.
You work from home.
Work from home.
Just make sure you got
making money.
But that's the new norm right now.
That's
anyway,
the new norm
because
right now.
with this pandemic and everything that's going on, working from home is the new norm. So
Absolutely.
why not make money?
Absolutely.
Working from home.
Absolutely.
Well, right now he got on some pants, y'all.
I got on pants right now, man. But listen, true enough, this pandemic, God rest all the souls that the virus did take.
Yeah.
However, and I hope I'm not stepping on no toes. No. I think this pandemic was an eye opener and a blessing in disguise, especially for us entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned earlier, it bring out the true hustler. If you're a hustler, it's gonna show right now. If you're a hustler, if that makes sense.
Right.
So people that we weren't initially able to take. I won't say take advantage of, that we weren't initially able to hire with us, like doctors, lawyers, people of high caliber careers.
Right.
Now they starting to see the impact, like, I'm not untouchable.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Right. So in any business, if there was ever a time for you to be able to get someone rocking and rolling into your business, it's definitely right now. Because true enough, yes, the market it's eventually going to fix itself. It's eventually going to correct itself. But it's still going to be on people's mind, like, man, something could happen again, and then I could either lose my job, lose my hours, or whatever the case may be. You get what I'm saying? So now it's it's a crucial time right now in our business for those that are serious about moving forward to be able to help them make some extra money.
Man, you got any more questions, man?
No. Just to pretty much encourage someone, and I want to allow Tyrone to do the last words for us. To what would you like to leave for the entrepreneurs as we close this segment? Because we most definitely have to bring him back for an investment one-on-one.
We gonna definitely bring him back, man, and sooner than you guys think.
Yes, we need that. That investment.
Not just for just entrepreneurs, but what is the last word that you want to give to the people
to help them walk in
to empower them, man?
Yeah, okay.
To empower the people, man, right now. What you feel like?
Your best advice.
Yeah, your best advice right now. Yeah,
for me, it would be to believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself.
So go ahead. My best advice would be to believe in yourself, because the lack of belief will bring so much pain.
Wow.
It will bring so much horror in your life, so much inconsistency, whether it be with finances or marital status or whatever the case may be. So believing in yourself, just planting that little seed of belief. Mm-hmm. They say what it say? The size of a mustard seed can move mountains.
Right. A little faith.
Just a little faith, right?
Right.
Because so just believing in yourself and make sure that you make the necessary sacrifices, consistency, discipline. Do not go into entrepreneurship thinking that you're going to be able to sleep in till 12 o'clock in the afternoon and think that you're going to get your business to a level of success.
Right.
You got to wake up. You got to grind. You got to hustle.
That's it.
You got to put in more work, especially right now.
Right.
Especially right now. But here's the good news. In our line of work, all you got to do is grind hard for about 3 to 5 years and have the rest of your life to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Wow. Yeah, I'm glad, man, to hear that, man. So believe in yourself, man. If you didn't take anything else from the podcast, from this interview, you heard it right here first on No Smoke, All Faith and No Fact. All faith, and facts. You know what I'm saying? You heard it right here first. That you gotta believe in yourself. Whatever you get ready to do, whatever you're thinking about doing, no more finna. Just go ahead and do it. So that you can reap the benefits of this thing, man. Of freedom, financial freedom, man, for your family, and help build a legacy, man, and build generational wealth. Moving forward. So with that being said, man, we thank you for coming, being a part, man, to empower the people, to enlighten the people, man, and to encourage the people. That you can do it if you just believe in yourself, and go ahead and just tell the people one more time how you can be reached, man.
Absolutely, you can reach me on Facebook at Tyrone Harrell. You can follow me on Instagram at Tyrone Harrell. It's the same. Or you can reach out to me directly. My cell phone number is 786-371-8958. Again, it's 786-371-8958.
And y'all hiring right now, right?
We are hiring, looking for sharp people right now as we speak. And we hustling, we grinding, we own it right now, baby. Absolutely, man.
Anything else?
I just hope you guys were empowered and enlightened. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of notes here that I have taken away from Mr. Tyrone as he empowered us, as he gave us some gems on today. But if you did not write any notes for any reason, you can replay this particular podcast on YouTube, as well as No Smoke Facebook page. This podcast will be uploaded immediately following the closing of the duration of this segment.
Man, thank you again. Love you, bro. Love you, cuz, man. Thank you for coming, man.
All love, man.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
We definitely gonna bring him back, man.
Yes, he has to come back.
Do a one-on-one for investment.
Absolutely.
And talk about some new projects and new things. Especially gonna bring him back in as soon as he open up his office.
Absolutely.
We definitely want to bring him on. But again, we want to thank each and every last one of you guys for joining us this evening, taking time out of your busy schedule just to come and support us and hear what our brother has to say, man. We appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. Stay locked in with us every Friday, man, at 7 p.m. Locked and loaded at No Smoke. Let's talk faith and facts. Till next time, we love you. Amen. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Amen.
Have a beautiful night. Enjoy your weekend and be safe. Listen, be safe. Be safe out there this weekend. Be aware of your surroundings. Everybody. You know, y'all know what's going on in the world, and we just want to let you know again to be safe this weekend on this 4th of July. All right. Until next time, we'll see you guys later. Peace.